Respected members, delegates, associates, members of the media and the press, welcome. Also the people who follow this live press conference on the live webcast, welcome. I welcome you on the official press conference, Event 1, on COP16, CMP6, of His Holiness Sri Sri 1008 Soham Baba, the Chief in Command of the Naga Sadhus and the Spiritual Masters of India. His Holiness not only lives in the caves high in the altitude of the Himalayas, he has established his mission, the Soham Baba mission, worldwide. After His Holiness has offered his message to you, there will be 5 minutes left for some questions and answers, and I'm sure after the press conference there will be room to make an appointment for exclusive interviews. The last 20 years, His Holiness has traveled the whole globe to deliver his message of global peace and also the protection of Mother Nature. His successful campaigns, Stop Global Warming and Action for Green Care, has already inspired millions of people. I ask a hand to welcome His Holiness. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you His Holiness Sri Sri 1008 Soham Baba.
Thank you. Thank you everybody here. First of all, I'd like to convey my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to His Excellency, the President of Mexico, Mr. Calderon, the United Nations Secretary General, His Excellency Mr. Ban Ki-moon, all the official dignitaries of the United Nations, the staff, the people of Mexico, Cancun, all of you came here from the entire globe. I am very grateful to you because to witness this beautiful event at Cancun, you all came here leaving behind your family, your work, your service, your job. And that says to me that how much you love and care for this beautiful Mother Nature, the planet Earth. And I'm happy to be a part of this event, to get lots of inspiration from all of you, so that in the coming years, I can also work much more harder, just like you, to take care of our Mother Earth. Actually, the spiritual masters, especially those who are living in the caves at the higher altitude in the Himalayas, normally they don't come to attend such summit like COP16 and CMP6, just like at Cancun. But what happened in my life last 22 years, I'm witnessing the enormous change in the ecosystem, the Himalayas, the consequences to that hemisphere of Earth, and to protect our Mother Earth, especially its conservation and restoration. I have established Soham Baba Mission in 1991 in the Netherlands, and traveling all over the world all the time to convey my message of green movement, to take care of Mother Earth, to inspire people to live together, to work together, to protect and to solve the problem of the planet Earth. I would like to be very precise because we have only very short time. Half hour is not enough to tell what I am witnessing around the Himalayas. Yet, I am trying to tell few points and to tell my opinion, my vision to the world leaders, policymakers, intellectuals, thinkers, well-wishers, and all the people of the earth, the following points. This climate change is directly and indirectly related with the human values. I want to say the human values and green values, they are directly related. We talk about the climate change. What about climate inside us? The nature everywhere. The nature you can see outside, the morning, the day, the night, the rainy season, the dry season, the winter, this melody. And you can see that nature, the climate within us. Sometimes we are angry, we are laughing, we are depressed, we are wise, we are joyful. So there is also a climate, a nature, a melody. So we talk about this climate change, this mess in the nature and the climate. And what about the inner mess, the mess inside us? I just want to give one example. Suppose somebody is in depression. Somebody is depressed about his failure in career or in job or service, doesn't matter, or relationship. Then he faces a crisis period. And often, with a human being, we try to cover up, camouflage that crisis, that failure in our life. We try to go to the shop to buy a new mobile, a radio or TV set, or a laptop, or even sometimes clothes, sometimes car, just to prove our esteem, our self-esteem. Sometimes you'll notice in the society, some of us, those we lack love in our life, we miss love in our life. We start with sugar, candies, cakes, sweets. We know these sweet products, sugar products, very bad for the health, yet we go on. We do not require all the materials we purchase, yet we do to prove ourselves. And you see how we contribute, how the human behavioral pattern contribute in this issue of the climate change. Therefore, I would like to tell to all of you, the policymakers, the thinkers of the world, the leaders of the world, think about it. This climate change matter is also the issue of our human nature within us, the climate, the nature within us. Because when you are happy, you can feel comfortable everywhere, and you do not need to create a camouflaged, capsulized world for you, where you can feel very safety, secure, and untouched. Next point, I would like to say that here, this COP16 at Cancun, we are often talking about the subsidizing, the funds, the policies, and new ideas. For example, RED Plus, one of them, to invest developing countries, to promote the livelihood for the local people, the indigenous people, is fantastic, it's a good idea. Welcome. I feel very fortunate. But what about the subsidizing, the essence of human love, the essence of acceptance, respecting each other, to share the collective responsibilities of our planet. It is also equally important. I would like to say, my friends, that here I am almost 2.5 weeks at Cancun. Everywhere, on the screen, the newspaper, TV, radio, I hear one word all the time, the word negotiation. The world last 2 weeks has heard the word like mantra. The word is negotiation. But why the word negotiation? Why not sharing? I like, it's my personal opinion, sharing is much more better, because if we say negotiation, we always talk about our own interest. My civil society, my part of the planet, my country, my nation. If we talk about negotiation, then comes the mind-centered ideas. In my opinion, negotiation leads to comparison, competition, confusion, and at the end, it delays the process. But the word sharing, it leads to human brotherhood. The moment you share, it means that you have already, you are giving away some portion. But if you say negotiate, that means you have nothing, you just coming to bite a piece of bread, as much as you can snatch. That's the way I feel about it. Now, I'd like to say, we are the only human race, and this is one planet Earth. And I believe to live in single planetary community, that is our Mother Earth. And remember, this is not one nation's problem, this is a collective problem. We have to solve it together. We have to share with each other the ideas, the opinions, the policies. No competition, but sharing. If we are here to live in peace, it will be together or not at all. The problem of climate change cannot be solved only by investing funds from the developed countries and implementing bureaucracies, diplomacies. A global awareness about a green, healthy, and happier planetary community must be manifested. That is very, very important. We need to differentiate all the segments of these climate change issues. We have to study more, not theoretically, also practically. We have to form different groups. We have to give the privilege and the preference to the civil societies and NGOs, that they can go on the spot and to make scientific research and studies about the salient features of these different segments of the issue of climate change. For instance, if we study about the reef and we talk about the preservation, conservation of the reef, we cannot forget about the fishes. So fish and reef, they have a synergy, a coherent, interlinked relationship. So such kind of things. So we have to make a segment like ocean acidification, like this one segment, like reef and fish conservation, like forest, like deforestation. For instance, hydraulic plants. We have to connect with the deforestation. In India, you can see from the Gangotri till Rishikesh, a dozen of hydraulic mega plants have been constructed, and lots of problems we are facing. But our government, very strong, our scientists, our departments are working very hard to solve this problem. Next point we'd like to say, this is a very important point. The power of the mind through science, technologies, bureaucracies, and diplomacies cannot solve this problem alone. If it is so, and if it was so, then why this COP16? Why you have lost 16 solid years? Why till Kyoto Protocol is not obeyed and followed? For example, when a mother is taking care of her child, she does not count her time, her frustration, her good mood, bad mood, her compliments, her praises. She is just happy that she is a mother. She is taking care of her child. She loves. She's loving, she's enchanting. She's enjoying her moments with her child. Same way we have to deal with this problem too. Another thing which I have noticed in this COP16, everybody is making so many policies, so many side events I have attended. But I like that some people will say, I mean, I would like to hear that from the leaders of the world, that let's start, let's go, a kick. That's what I've missed here. Because we cannot delay another decade. So one day we live in inaction is leading our Mother Earth in crisis, in danger. So this first kick, the immediate action, is very, very important. That is why I say, stop thinking and talking, start planting. The planting that trees is is not only, but one of the easiest and strongest solution to stop global warming. This is what I believe. That's why in India, from Gangotri till Ganga Sagar, along the side of the river Ganges, we are planting millions of trees. I'm inspiring the youth of India and other countries, and they are all the time with me. I have campaigned about this green revolution. I myself, being a religious leader of our country, it was a very shocking news everywhere. You can see more than 3,000 websites and blogs. It was made on my name that for the first time in India, a religious leader collecting the plastic and the garbage from the drains at Haridwar city, and we collected and we sent it to Delhi, Gurgaon for the upcycling, all this plastic. And you believe, it's amazing what happened at the end of June. The government, the municipality of Haridwar, they banned the plastic at Haridwar, especially the Har Ki Pyari Ghat. It was such a great success. I was somewhere else, and all the journalists and the people, they started to call me, Babaji, your mission succeeded. You know what happened? Today, it's the whole news. And this is implemented by the municipality of Haridwar also. Now, I would like to say that we have everything. We have the technologies, the science, the brains, the leaders. Now we have to start. And my forecast, one thing, because I came at Cancun to tell you, looking up to all the scenario and living in the Himalayas, the ice, the glacier, all are melting. You can see there is a photograph of me. Maybe you have received. You can see my caves. I have 7 caves in the Himalayas. There is one cave you can see in the photograph, that is ice cave, the glacier cave of 300 years old. That's all are melting. There is a photograph you can see. I am taking bath, performing secret kriyas. We have very secret technologies to heal people. So we are practicing. And this water spring is no more, unfortunately, due to this climate change. And remember, if it goes on, there will be a time the world will face a very terrible scenario. If the snow, the frozen glacier, the ice melts in the Himalayan region, there will be in future huge water deficiency, drinking water, and 3 nuclear power, the countries existing there, India, China, Pakistan, they are going to fight with each other. They are going to invade each other's Himalayan territory for drinking water. We never forget our history. It happened in the early 5th century with the Hun, Attali the Hun, and early 13th century Genghis Khan. From Mongolia, they came, they invaded Europe. You know why? Just to feed their cattle, grazing their cattle, because due to the drop of the temperature, there was no grass. Even just to take care of their cattle, they invaded Europe. So can you imagine what can happen if there is no drinking water, what these countries going to do with each other? So that's my forecast to you. Often we, the spiritual teacher, spiritual master, spiritual people say to the world many things, but world does not listen to us. But it always happens. Similarly, 22 years ago, when I told this news, I written one with my own hand, Xavier Perez de Cuellar at that time, the information about the glacier melting, nobody believed. But look, today I'm here with only few of you talking about the same thing which I have told even 22 years ago. Thank you so much for your time, for listening to me. If you have any question.
Señor, con todo respeto, dentro del contexto religioso, usted es un líder religioso, ¿es correcto? ¿Sí me escucha?
Yes, it is right.
Ok. Dentro del contexto religioso, ¿usted qué opina acerca de los delegados, de los líderes, de quienes tienen la responsabilidad de tomar en este momento grandes decisiones para salvar al planeta? ¿Usted considera que esas personas están alejadas de Dios? Como se le llame, el Dios Alá, Jehová de los ejércitos, como le quieran nombrar, hay un creador del universo. ¿Usted piensa que los políticos y delegados se han alejado de Dios?
It's a very beautiful question you asked me, sir. Thank you so much. You see, we all the human beings, we believe in God or we don't believe in God. It's not important. One thing is common, that we believe in nature, and that is most important thing. Here we are talking about an issue that relates about the mother nature. You know, when our mother is in crisis, we have to see like this way. We relate immediately with our own self and to be there to help our mother out of the crisis. So here, all the religious leaders, policy makers, it's not important to me whether they are atheist or theist. They believe in God, Allah or Christ. I don't care about it. Which important to me, that they should do this job not only with the mind but also with the heart. Because look, there's so many things going on here to talk about the Red Plus for the indigenous local people. But do you believe, I never seen any world leaders till today who goes spend 1 year with the indigenous people in Chiapas jungle or Himalayan tribal village or Andaman or Sundarban. I have never seen any minister, any bureaucrats, any diplomats. That's important to me, and that's what I'm talking. So long you know the fact, what you are doing, what you are dealing, then it's enough. You believe in God, you don't believe in God, so long you believe in yourself, that's important to me. And I believe that's the way you can make the best decision.
Thank you, His Holiness Sri 3008 Soham Baba, the greatest spiritual leader of India. Thank you so much for being here, and also all the people on the live webcast.
Thank you so
Babaji.
much. Thank you.